Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Lizard Bites calling to talk to you about using a low glycemic index diet for your GLP-1 dieting success. Talking about what the hidden sugars mean for you using Ozempic, Wegovy, and your Mounjaro results. First, I want to give a shout out to American Family Insurance for making me late to record. They got some real scandalous MFs over at their insurance adjusted department. And we're about two months and a week or two after having some kitchen water damage that caused about $20,000 worth of damage to cabinets, flooring, drywall, and everything else. And they just are not, oh, paying out like they're supposed to. These guys have lied, tried to limit their claim, like they've lied to investigators. Got a public adjuster on the job, and they basically told him he can kick rocks too. I've never seen nothing like this in 35 years in the industry. So yeah, we're still on making some simple videos, and this one's brought to you by them this week, who's got me in a spot to where this is what we're doing. So really, this whole idea of a low glycemic index diet is central to my approach of what I came up with in trying to find some direction with using a GLP-1 drugs to lose weight. If you don't really know about my background and story, about a year and a half ago, I had a really severe heart attack. I got 2 stents, and I was about 454 pounds. I had tried everything I could do to lose the weight, every kind of diet, whatever kind of products. And, I guess due to the metabolic resistance that I had done and the damage in my body, it was just intolerable to go without 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day. I couldn't do it. My body, my brain would just scream at me, and I was at a loss. I really couldn't do anything. So in about 13, 14 months of finally getting the insurance to approve, mostly I took Wegovy. I had some time off due to side effects. Did a month on another one, and had to go back when my insurance really didn't cover it. Like another doctor told me that it would. I guess if you take these medications, how kind of crazy some of the stories, what you got to do to find the right, stay with the right doctor, get approved, your insurance, all that mess. But so I've lost about 95 pounds so far in about 13, 14 months of really using this medication for the most part. I did have a couple months off due to the side effects, and doctors sent me around the circuit, every specialist, to get every test. When another doctor is like, yeah, buddy, you just needed to back off the sauce for a bit and go back at it afterwards. And could have saved insurance about $10,000, maybe about $1,000 worth of tests and stuff. So yeah, crazy stories with that's going on. So, in the midst of all that, I really want to try to find out, what is the best diet, what's going on, what's making us sick. And I really landed on the approach of getting rid of, a lot of the really bad ingredients in the processed foods. One of the diets that I had done for years on and off was vegan. Did really well with it when I was younger. There's a lot to say for that if you can do it. Unfortunately, I have so many family entanglements that order to heal after the heart attack, I could only cook one set of meals. So I'm like, yeah, we have to, figure out what we're doing. So really, with the help of one cardiologist that I had, dropped the seed oils, looked at the glycemic index approach, and getting these hidden sugars and the processed foods out of the diet. Because a lot of these things that's in standard manufacturing foods of everything on this shelf is maltodextrin, dextrose, different kinds of hidden sugars, corn isolates of every different kind. And all of them have a higher glycemic index than table sugar, which means that your body's response to that is, it hits your stomach and you're thinking, insulin spike, sugar, all that stuff your body's processes, except it's even stronger. And when we were younger, they would tell us in school about nutrition, about, oh, you can't eat candy, the sugar. Sugar spikes your blood, does all this, crashes afterwards. But we've never continued that message, and we've never applied that same logic and connection to everything that's processed. And, they'll use different tricks to get your mind off of the fact that there's so much sugar and so much metabolic damaging substances in the food by breaking it up, using different tactics to make sure that, sugar is not in the top three. So, we'll have some sugar, we'll have some rice syrup, we'll have some maltodextrin, some dextrose. It all flies under the radar because it's not in the top list of ingredients, except, your healthy granola bar is spiking your blood sugar worse than, a pure chocolate bar because the ingredients in it, are worse. And we don't even think about it. So getting rid of these types of ingredients and getting it out of the diet is one of the central focuses of, my diet, my lizard bites approach to things, if you will, to make success out of these medications. Because you think about it, the pathway that the GLP-1 works in the first place anyways is to, suppress some of that response. We're getting reversal of fatty liver disease, lowering A1C, and everything else. So why would we continue to eat the same kinds of foods that do the same kind of damaging things to the body that, this medication is liberating? Why eat the same kind of food? So I really found it a lot more effortless to lose the weight, consistently on a regular pace. And whenever I hit plateaus of dieting, it's because, I've fallen off course, like with us, it's been a challenge with the Ruined Kitchen to eat correctly because we don't have the ability to prepare a lot of things the way that we would want to. So we're relying on, some takeout, some processed things, some shelf-stable things. So it's really standing out into my mind when I hit these difficult times that it's the diet that's holding me back. And I can really clearly see that, the times that I'm cooking everything and having everything prepared, nothing of these unclean chemicals and hidden sweeteners in the food, and the weight just really melts off effortlessly. So there's a huge connection, and that's my pitch to you on why Lizard Bites approach is getting rid of all these things and what you can really do with your diet when you get that stuff out of the way and you unlock your body's real potential. So I will wrap this one up and hope that this helps you and send it on to the next one. So take care. See you next time.